When was the last time your life felt colourful? For me, that was probably right back when I was a child. I miss the simpler days of finger painting and doing things just for fun. So, if you miss the joy and whimsy in your life too, today I'm trying 10 creative, arty and DIY ideas for you to connect with your inner child that you've probably not done since you were very young. Is it just me, or is there absolutely no joy and whimsy in the air? I feel like a lot of us that are my age grew up way too fast. Literally, since I was 15, all I wanted to do was be an adult, and I missed out on a really important phase of my life, childhood. Some of my favourite things to do are actually when we connect with our inner child. I have 10 ideas for you guys to do that I think are really precious, and I've handpicked these because every time I do something that slows me right down, gets me off my phone and challenges me to do something purely for fun and not for any money or any views, I find a little bit of peace. Sorry for this terrible intro. I always just end up waffling and I don't know what on earth I'm talking about, and right now I'm going on some like 3-length long spiel about joy and whimsy. I'm just going to start getting ChatGPT to write my intros. I think we're all a little bit burnt out of being on the internet. I'm really personally sick of it, and I've taken a lot of time off recently, but the best part about being off the internet is it gives you loads of time to do arty things. And this video was inspired by this creator here. She is so much fun. Go give her a watch, go show her some love. Enjoy! One of my new hyperfixations is stained glass art. This is the most cottagecore room decor I've ever seen. I googled for a while how to paint on my windows, and then I remembered I'd done this in school. Do you guys remember when we'd paint on windows with that sticky clear paint? That's what I tried. Okay, so I'm on a mission to do some stained glass art like I've seen on Pinterest. I don't really know what I need to buy. A glass frame, because I don't want to paint directly on my window, because like, girls, what if it goes wrong? What if I'm stuck with an ugly thing on my window? So I'm getting a glass frame and glass paints from Amazon. Welcome back to my art room. These are glass paints. They're translucent so you can see through them so the light shines through, and I think they peel off as well. You can either put them on a window or get a photo frame, which is what I'm gonna do. Here's one I made that I don't like. I think this one's ugly and stupid. I decided to paint some tulips, and girl, it came out delicious. This was one of the most beautiful outcomes I'd ever done, and I was so happy that you guys loved it as much as I do. It added so much colour to my room, and I love the way the light bounces off it, get little pink and rainbow spots on my wall. I would 100% recommend this idea. My joy and whimsy, 10 out of 10 after that, was here. It's all the way, it's through the roof. I'm so joyful and whimsical, you would not even believe. Unfortunately, I broke it. This one was so pretty. It was so pretty. But I dropped it. I did drop it, and it is dropped, and the drop happened. Something that I tried that went pretty viral was scratch art. Do you remember when we were a kid and there was those black rainbow papers and you'd take a little coin and just scratch a cool design? Well, I do, and I've tried it the adult way. This art idea is so relaxing. I loved the fact that it was so simple and it took out all the complicated factors of shading and just brought us back into line art. I really enjoyed it because it brought me right back to my childhood. One of my favourite things to do is customise my technology. We've all heard of widgets and making your phone look like your own, and now we can do this with our browser too. So guys, we have a sponsor. This makes me so happy because I'm so much more consistent with my videos when somebody is sponsoring me. It gets me out of bed. This is Opera Air, the mindful browser. Try creating a calm focus to your browsing with free built-in mindfulness tools, and makes your desktop way less stressful whether you're working, shopping, or unwinding. I love the simple light design to reduce distractions and help me stay productive. They also have really cool tools such as Feature Boost with soundscapes. There are over 20 soundscapes to choose from, including binaural beats, lo-fi music, and my favorite obviously is to support creativity.
WHIMSY, as well as feature break.
This keeps me energized all day because it can remind you to take breaks tailored to your needs,
Such as stretches, breathing exercises, full body scans, ranging from 45 to 180 minutes. I also love that every time I open my browser, I get an inspirational quote, which motivates me to be creative and mindful in my workday.
Okay, so we need to add more colour into our lives. My whole wardrobe is black and white, monochrome, dull, gloomy, moody. I've been working so hard to add more colour to my wardrobe. This top right here, it has a little blue on it. These jeans, I miss being a kid and wearing the most wacky outfits in the world. My mum would always tell me, Yasmin, you look insane, you can't wear zebra print trousers and a leopard print top. It's not a vibe. To which I would fight her. But now, growing up, I literally wear the most boring outfits. You can just add a fun pop of colour in like a hat or in pink shoes. And today I've got on my strawberry earrings. They're so cute. I've bought a load of new jewellery and it's all so colourful and exciting. I think we're in the era that people are starting to care less what you wear. Try dressing what makes you feel fun and boosts your mood instead of just what's trendy and boring and rubbish and bleh. One way to make your room your own is painting on your wall.
As a kid, we always got in trouble for painting on our walls, and then it dawned on me, now that we're adults, we're actually allowed to do this.
I tried this on a plain white wall in my bedroom, and you can literally just use acrylic paint. It was such a process because my wall was really big, so I'd recommend you start out with a smaller mural. I devoted my whole life to it for a whole week. I love it. It gives a really personal touch to my room, so that makes me happy. Make a book nook. In case you didn't know, I'm a bit of a book girl and one of my goals of the year has been to read more. We honestly don't read enough as adults anymore, and little things like this just really help us to get inspired. This is today's victim for my book nook because I saw people online making book nooks, like miniature versions to scale of their bedroom, and I really wanted to try it. What you're gonna need is your bedroom and a bunch of trash. I know you girly pops have a budget, so we're gonna do it for free. I've collected a bunch of cardboard, cereal boxes, that kind of thing, and I really hope it turns out good. Fingers crossed. So, I'm making a book nook. Bought some pipe cleaners, craft sticks, a lot of clay. I do feel like a 5-year-old, but you know, that's kind of the point. Put a little bow in to really like channel my inner child. I've just like stuck together just with like little bits of tape this cardboard infrastructure because I am an architect now. I know you guys are desperate to know my JOY and WHIMSY meter at the minute. It is a little bit fiddly and I'm getting a little bit frustrated. 6 out of 10, 6.5, that's low. This has not been my favourite craft. I've had such a tough time with this. I also have some nails, and so getting all the little itty bitty details is a little bit of work. My book nook came out kind of ugly. I found it more stressful than enjoyable. It could probably be executed much better than what I did. I really love the idea though, and I do think if you guys tried this yourself, I'd love to see what you come up with. You can like tag me. Finger painting. Big hear me out, because I grew up hating the feeling of paint on my fingers. Girl, get it gone, get it buried 6 feet underground. But since I've been trying more art ideas, this one cured my art block so fast. Next, I'm on my finger painting journey, and I can't wait to get some crusty musty paint underneath my beautiful long nails. Did anyone else have a huge ick as a child where if like the paint dried on your hands you'd just literally want to scream because it's dry and gross? Anyway, so I have some paper and some paint. It feels like an abomination and I want to go and wash my hands right now. That's how I'm feeling. Am I feeling connected to my inner child? Questionable. Okay. That was really not in the middle. I think I'm going to cut to the bit where everything looks aesthetically good and you don't see me struggling behind the scenes. I feel connected to the paper. I feel like there's no paintbrush boundary between me and the page. Would I choose a paintbrush over this? Probably. Do I want to wash my hands? Yes. I hate to say it, I think I'm a finger painting convert. It's very sensory. I've also used like my hand and done handprint art, and I used to do this in primary school, baby school. So again, I loved this one, it's so much fun. Doing children's makeup. I think the clean girl aesthetic is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of taken over our creativity. Try doing fun eyeshadow looks or putting on a bit more blush than normal. I love embracing creative makeup looks. Not like the 2016 James Charles makeup looks, loved them, but they had their time. I'm talking a little fun eyeliner here and a pop of coloured eyeshadow there. Maybe try freckles or something new with your makeup, a bit of sparkle, just something you haven't tried before. Making gifts out of trash. I've talked about this before, but I wanted to give you guys a proper tutorial about how I turned little Q-tips that I was going to throw in the bin into a cute little flower bouquet. I don't know what I was on about Q-tips being free. I had to go buy these. Kind of upset about it. Got my trusty Q-tips. You don't need a lot of things for this one. First, we cut off the heads. So we're left with a bunch of little Q-tip heads. Glue them onto a big stem. So if this was like the stem of the flower, then we put the Q-tip on like this. I really like these little daisies though. I think these daisies are so cute. It's cute, I'm kind of happy with it. How do I feel after making my succulent? Yeah, and I feel like it is, if you did it well, something that you could put in your room or on your desk. Finally, try colouring books. Obviously these have been around for a really long time, but I've started noticing some of my arty friends online, and the way that they colour them in is like nothing I've ever seen before. They're so detailed, and the way that you can play with shadows and lights and textures, even in a children's colouring book, can create the most beautiful outcomes from a really basic piece of line art. I think it's so inspiring, and if you're in a bit of a creative rut, give it a go. You can even do it with your friends, and it will be so fun to see how different your drawings turn out to be. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that some joy and whimsy comes back into your life. I'm rooting for you. I love you. Thank you for being here.